Hi, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Talking Out My. I'm very grateful that you're giving me a moment of your time, and I'm not going to waste any more of it. So let's just get into it now. You know my friend Donkey. What we're going to do now is give him a good old shake. Turn my friend over. Pull one out. We have one here. Do this back up. Thank you, sir. As always, appreciated. Let's see what today's choice will be. Aha, interesting. The views on prostitution, and then in brackets, Sosua. So let's just talk about Sosua right now. First and foremost, I'm sure if any of you were to say go on YouTube and type in Sosua, the first thing you're going to see are a million uploaded photos of all of the chicas, all of the girls, all of the putas. Yes, is there a lot of this in Sosua? Yes, there is, especially in the centro, in the downtown location, in the core, and, along some of the beach area. Here's my thought on this. So what? A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. They're working. The Dominican Republic does not just give people welfare or give a helping hand. If you have family, children, you don't have a job, you can't find a decent job, you have to take all of this into consideration, then a girl's going to do what a girl needs to do. And let me start first and foremost by saying, for me, it's supply and demand. If the men were not going to Sosua for the purpose of finding a chica, then the chicas wouldn't be there. If there's no work for them, why would they be there? You can go to Cabarete. Are they in Cabarete? Yes. Are they in Cloves or Hordes or Murders of Crows or whatever you want to call it? No. Are they in Puerto Plata? Yes. Are they in the same grove-like consistency and hordes of them as they are in Sosua? No. But let's be real, people. Prostitution exists all over the world. It's one of the oldest professions, and it'll be here till the end of time. That and cockroaches we're never going to get rid of. And I'm going to spill a little bit of my own life into this. Years ago, I used to run or assist in running an escort agency. Now, this was before it was ever legalized, because now escort has been legal here in Canada or in Ontario for quite some time. So we were providing a dating service that you paid for by the hour. We had people would call in. I would discuss with these people what they were looking for in their date. And then a driver would take one of our employees to the location that was agreed upon. The driver would be waiting in a very nearby location. The girl would visit with this client and date. Now, what two consenting adults do between two consenting adults, it's not my business or my concern. I was supplying company. What two adults did with that time is on them. So once the date was completed, the driver picked the girl up and returned her to her next location. So what happened was with that was, at that time, we charged $125. We took $30 of that. So am I going to sit here having put money on my table by taking these clients and sending them girls? Am I going to sit here and be judgmental to anybody that possibly does this as a profession? No, I'm not. I'm going to tell you, I've sat at what they call the Four Corners in Sosua. It's obviously the four corners of the main area. Uh, Pedro Clisante is one of the main streets. And that's where all the tourists like to gather. That's where all the bars are, a lot of restaurants, a lot of action in that area. It very much reminds me of a smaller version of Las Vegas. So if you've been in Vegas, you know that the girls are walking around with their big feathers and next to nothing. People are handing out cards to everybody about escorts, etc., etc. This isn't new. This is just there. So it's that type of environment. There's a whole lot of girls together, and good for them, because you're obviously going to be safer in groups. And they're there because the men want them. So I've sat and watched many negotiations. I've sat and watched, what's happening. I personally have nothing but respect for these women. And I'm going to tell you why. If you were to see some of these men, there would be no way, and I mean no way, that I'd be able to do that. And I don't care for what amount of money. Some of these men are disgusting. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So the fact that this girl can perform her job regardless of the client deserves nothing but respect. And that's what she's going to get from me. Because if I had to do that for a living, I would be hungry, because I'd be refusing a lot of clients. And let me even take this a little step further. I'm not saying that we as women are prostitutes or as people are prostitutes. But I do believe in one way or another, we all get paid something along the way. If you go out for dinner and the guy buys dinner, he's bought that for you. And a lot of times it's with expectations. Sometimes it's in full agreement, and sometimes it's not. So I guess what I'm saying is, it is a job, ladies and gentlemen. I am sure, and I've talked to a lot of girls, especially in Sosua. I've spoken to a lot of them because I'm curious. And I have met some of the most amazing women that do this for a living. Is it what they want to do? No, it is not. It's not their profession of choice. But the money is good. What they can make in a couple of days, they can't make at a regular, respectful job in a 2-week period. These women, most of them have children, a mother, siblings, because in the Dominican culture, a lot of times they do remain living together as a family unit to help each other out. So someone has to provide. And what a lot of the women there will do is, during the week, a lot of them come from the Puerto Plata area and on the weekend they come down from Santo Domingo. Once their duties are done, they've done their shift, they will return home. A lot of times I watch these women, before they're heading on the bus to go back home, they're buying toys and clothes and needs for their family. So, do I think it's like, oh, what a great job, I should do that? No, I'm not saying that. But do I hold a grudge? Do I look down upon it? Absolutely not. Like I said, it's been here since the beginning of time. It will continue to be here long past my life and past a lot of other lives out there. Sex is a basic need. And if someone can provide it and someone can't get it, this is going to happen. I remember when I was in Holland. I'm just going to take us outside of Sosua for a minute and give my Dominican people a break. When I was in Holland, I was in Maastricht and in Amsterdam and areas like that. And they have what they call the red light district. So it is a segregated area, what is known for prostitution. And what the women there did was they sat in these windows, like storefronts, we'll say. If they were busy, the curtain was closed, so that woman was not available. If the curtain was open and you liked that woman, you would enter in. Now, they really take care of, back then at least, it's been several years since I have returned, but they really do take care of their working women. They have regular doctor and health checks. At that time, I do believe it was weekly. They must use condoms. So, I mean, they're providing a service and they're being looked after. Again, no judgment, nothing but respect. I'm going to bring you back to Sosua for a minute. Like I said, these women are working. And this happens everywhere around the world. It's just the paper specifically stated Sosua. So that's what I'll refer to. But trust me, here where I live in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, for many, many, many years, we've had prostitutes that stand on our streets. This is nothing new. So again, it relates to me with supply and demand. Now, having sat and listened to a lot of this transaction and this activity, what I am shocked and disgusted about is when I hear these men try to lowball these women like they're only worth $20 for the hour. These are a lot of times married men, because I've also witnessed this, who are running to a quiet corner to answer the phone when the wife calls because they've stated that they're in Santo Domingo with their boys for the weekend. When in actuality, they're in Sosua to get their freak on. Now, these men are going to be out there with these women. Hopefully, some of them have been honest. Majority of them will not, I'm sure. What I'm shocked, and I say shocked, I'm not shocked that men are going to do this. I'm not shocked that prostitution exists. I'm not shocked that a married man leaves Miami or New York and comes down for a weekend and gets all he can from some of the most amazingly beautiful women I've ever seen. What I am shocked about is when I hear them say, how much if we raw dog? I really want a raw dog. Is it extra? People, please use your heads. First and foremost, why would you want to raw dog anywhere, let alone there? You are asking for nothing but a problem. A respectable human being who has enough care for themselves, respect yourself, would never do that. And please try to respect these women and don't treat them like garbage. They are just trying to survive. They're working long, hard hours and doing things with people that most of us would never consider. So, what are my thoughts on prostitution? More power to you. Just be safe, because there's a lot of freaks out there. So, to the women of Sosua, ten mucho cuidado, porque tú sabes, muy malo gente, muy malo hombre posible a tu vida. Entonces, yo tienes solamente respeto para ti, porque tu trabajo es demasiado duro para mí. So once again, I'm going to give nothing but respect to these women who are trying to put food on the table. or survive, who we need to check, question, and look at, are the men that are there to abuse, belittle, and treat with such disrespect the women that are there to provide a service. So, that's my opinion on prostitution. I don't have a hang up about it, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please feel free to comment. Once again, Donkey and I would like to thank you for giving us your time. Remind you to please subscribe and like, and we'll see you next time on Talking Out My. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.